Hey guys, and welcome back to the Chicago White Sox franchise. Sorry it took so long to get a video out. Been busy around here, but do the best to get the season 3 underway and started as quickly as possible. As we're in our second off season, we have money to spend. We just came off an awful year. Things can only be up from here. So we're gonna get right into it. At the end of last episode, I'll show you the free agents we were gonna lose. Well, let's look at everyone we're gonna sign. Starting off with a move around the league. The Royals getting better again. They add closing pitcher TJ Antone to the mix. So the Royals won the division last year, and now they get better. For us, our first signing is going to be Eric Lauer, and nothing special, just a guy for the back end of the rotation. So hopefully he can fill in and do a job there. And it's a 2-year, $6 million deal. Next up, we're going to sign Carl Edwards Jr., more or less known for being on the Chicago Cubs. Now he comes to the other side of Chicago on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal to just add to our bullpen. Our already mediocre bullpen gets a little bit better. One of our, I guess you could say, bigger signings, Marcell Ozuna, comes in 1 year, $5 million. He's 35, but he's still got a ton of pop. He's going to help this lineup up tremendously. He's going to be our everyday DH, and we've been missing the long ball. Hopefully he can come in and provide that in a big way. So Marcell Ozuna is on the team. Now, we're getting into the biggest signing we have in the free agency. We are signing ace Michael King. He's going to be our ace at least. 30 years old, 86 overall. Didn't have the best year last year, but he had a great postseason. Padres won the World Series. We have Michael King now in the rotation. Speaking of the Padres, after winning the World Series, sure they lost Michael King, but they just signed Zach Gallen to a 6-year, basically $140 million deal. So Padres, the World Series champs, they get a little bit better, and they're not done. The Padres are going to make another move. Ryan Helsley comes over, and he is going to be their closer. So Padres making splashes after winning the World Series. They might be favorites to win it next season, early favorites at least. Here's our another big signing of free agency. It's our last big one. Chris Paddack is coming over from Minnesota to Chicago. He's staying in the AL Central. A 5-year deal for him as well. 5 years, $50 million. Now that my thought process was signing Michael King and Chris Paddack, two guys who weren't maybe the best starting pitchers out there, but really damn good, and the money is not bad for 5 years. In 5 years, we're gonna have to pay more people, but that's 5 years from now. So during that time, I think it made sense, and we have a much better rotation now. Moving on to more big deals around the league. Kyle Tucker goes to the Blue Jays, 7 years, $21.3 million a year for him. He had a great season last year, almost hit 300. 29 bombs, 107 ribbies. So Kyle Tucker goes to the Blue Jays. The AL East gets a little bit tougher as well. Not too many noticeable names going in our division for once, which is good. Padres continue to splash the cash. $17.7 million for 1 year on Framber Valdez. And the Padres are looking stacked. They really are. Dylan Cease, he's not on the Padres, but they just signed Zach Gallen and Framber Valdez, so they're fine. Dylan Cease goes over to the Braves, so that's a good signing for them. Didn't have the best year, but he's good. We're going to the draft lottery. Let's see what pick we're going to have in the draft. We were the second worst team in the league last season. Only the Nationals were worse. So let's see if we can get a shot at that number 1 pick. No, it's going to be number 2 overall pick for us. Still pretty dang good. We actually finished better than the Nationals, 55 and 107. Awful, but this year is going to be different. I can feel it. I think we're going to be a little bit competitive. I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs, but I think we'll be in the wild card race for a majority of the season, if not all of it. At least I'm hoping so. Another move around the league, Bo Bichette, he goes to the Braves. So the Braves making some moves here. They get Dylan Cease, now Bo Bichette. So the Braves should be good. The Padres should be good. National League's looking a little scary. Dodgers are always good, so it's going to be tough. Cardinals signed Josh Naylor, so that's a good signing for them. I don't know what the rest of their team's looking like, but still a good signing for them. But good, all these signings in the National League are better for us. Keep us some less competition, and we are going to make our only trade of the offseason. We're going to be trading for the Tampa Bay Rays outfielder who's going to play center for us. He's a left fielder in this game, but he's going to play center for us. He plays center in real life a lot of the time. Randy Arozarena, it's his last year of his contract. It makes sense. The Rays always kind of flirt with trading this guy recently, especially they trade everyone in their last year or two of their contract. So I think it just makes sense, and they're not going to pay him. So $9.6 million is all we'll have to eat up for one season. We are going to trade for Randy Arozarena, good hitter, good outfielder. We were struggling at center field position. We can't have Dominic Fletcher play there all year again if we're serious about making the playoffs or fighting for a wild card spot. And who knows with the division, you just never know. But Yeah, Randy Arozarena hit 27 bombs last year. He hit 266, so he's going to be our everyday center fielder going forward. Unfortunately, we are going to have to trade a name, which is a guy I had high hopes for. Of course, I wouldn't have brought him up and talked about it in a lot of the episodes if I didn't have high hopes for him. But we are going to trade Tampa Bay. Jairo Iriarte. He's just struggled so bad in his first year. I think this move is also super realistic because the Rays can turn guys into fantastic pitchers, especially young guys like Iriarte have so much potential. He didn't have a great first season, sure, but hopefully he continues to grow and pitch well on Tampa Bay. We wish him the best. We just have a ton of starting pitching prospects, and Jairo Iriarte, who's not doing that good and who's not going to make the rotation after we signed Paddock, Michael Young, and Eric Lauer, who's probably not going to make the rotation, and just trade him away. Randy Arozarena will be much more valuable to us. And we also traded this guy, Chappelli, a second baseman who was never going to make the team, but the Rays get an extra guy out of it. And let's go to the guys we drafted last year, who I never showed because I think someone pointed out that I need to wait till the trade deadline's over, but then by the time it's over, I always forget to show the prospects I drafted. But check this guy out, Matthew Lyon, our first round pick last year. 18 years old, 73 overall, A potential. If you remember, he was injured in his doctor report, but I haven't seen anything that could cause that. His durability is actually like in the 70s, so interesting, but whatever. Glad it didn't cause a problem. Nick Nix is also the second round pick we got. He's the only other guy worth showing on this. I'm not even going to show the other guys we drafted because they're C's and D's and probably won't make it, but Nick Nix is 18 years old, 64 overall, B potential, and he might be a guy after a couple years of growing, we might see him. So good stuff. We got another top prospect and a decent pitching prospect. Let's see what our lineup's going to look like this year. It's going to be Vaughn Grissom again in the leadoff spot, and he will be playing second base. I like him in that leadoff spot. Randy Arozarena, he's going to bat second in center. Heston Kjerstad moves up to the third spot this year after growing so much, hitting 26 bombs last year. He's going to be third. DH and batting cleanup is going to be Marcell Ozuna, hoping for big things. Gavin Sheets going to be fifth against righties. He's going to bat down against lefties. JD Davis going to bat sixth. Colson Montgomery moves from 2 to 7 just because I like the balance of this lineup better, but I do like Colson Montgomery. Him in the 7th spot should be good. Oscar Colas still on the team for now. We'll see what we do, but he's batting 8th, and Joey Bart's going to start as our catcher. I want to keep Ethan Salas down for as long as I can, but if we are competing and we're in it, I think Ethan Salas might come up this year, and if Joey Bart is struggling, because that could really give our team a boost. But I want Ethan Salas to grow in overall. Our bench consists of Victor Robles, Corey Lee, Gio Urshela, who we signed to be just a backup infielder, utility guy, and we still have Dominic Fletcher. He's just on the bench now. As far as our starting rotation goes, it is Michael King. He's going to be our ace this season, and hopefully he can pitch up to his potential in the way he was pitching in the postseason last year. Chris Paddock joining from the Twins, like we said, 5-year, $50 million. He'll be our 2 starter. Drew Thorpe, we're hoping for a first full year of him really excelling. He's going to pitch in the 3 spot. Dean Kremer will be our 4th starter, and Eric Lauer will be our 5th starter to start. If anything, if he's struggling or whatever, he can always move in a long relief, and we can call one of our prospects up. For now, though, Debbie Garcia will start in long relief again. Carl Edwards Jr. joins the bullpen. We still have Cionel Perez. For now, we need lefties, so hopefully he doesn't suck this year. Steven Wilson had a great season last year. Hopefully the same thing with Ian Jabot, great season. Oh yeah, we signed Matt Strahm, totally forgot about that, 2-year deal. So we add another lefty in the bullpen, so that should be good. Our bullpen's looking okay. I mean, it's mid, but it's not terrible, I guess. Hopefully these guys can just do good. Lucas Sims is back for another year, and Joe Barlow is our closer again. So the team is definitely much improved from last year. It's not the same garbage heap it was. Our players that are still here have grown, and the new guys we brought in are perfect for what we've been missing. We got 2 top-end starters at the top of the rotation. We have now Randy Arozarena, who can hit for average and power, play center field. I mean, it's probably just going to be 1 year, but hey, at least 1 year, and maybe we have a prospect, and we have a couple prospects in center. Maybe they can grow and be ready for next season. So we got that going for us. We have Marcell Ozuna, who can hit home runs from the right side, which we've totally been missing. So hopefully we hit more home runs. Hopefully we hit for better average. We should score a lot more runs. We should be pitching better. Our bullpen, like I said, is a little mediocre, but it's full of decently mediocre guys. So hopefully if we just have a few guys that are having a great season, our bullpen can shape up. And I like Joe Barlow in the closer role, so it's not bad. As you see here, Next episode, we're going to have opening day in the whole first month of April, see how we do, check on the prospects like we usually do, all that stuff. I'm not saying we have a World Series team on our hands, but I really do believe we have a team that can compete at least in the wild card, if not for the whole season, for majority of the season. Hopefully at least till the trade deadline, so the trade deadline can be interesting, and maybe I can make some moves to buy instead of sell. So we'll see. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. I'm going to work on getting that first episode out of the new season out quickly, hopefully by tomorrow. And hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Body in the lobby, she like nice things. She used to know me then, she like me now. That's funny timing.